Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a reality that is not really spoken about,
Yeah.
but it really affects the outcome of your marriage or your parenting style or your life generally as an adult. And I was reading somewhere one day and it was saying that children that come out of homes where parents, had a lot of conflict, the home was not peaceful, they are most likely to choose wrong partners,
Yeah.
continue the patterns of their parents' marriage, not enjoy what marriage is all about, and also hand it over to their children. Let's even bring it down. You see that a lot of people don't believe in the union of marriage again. They are like, if this is what marriage is all about, even
Yeah,
via
true.
social media, they're like, I don't want, or my if I use my parents' marriage to be a yardstick of what marriage should be about, I don't
I'm not
think I'm
interested.
interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in getting married. And I don't really blame people because it's just like you having a cotton wool and a bowl of water. When you put that cotton wool into the bowl of water, it soaks up the water, that because that is what is in its environment. So it's just like that. We as human beings, we tend to soak up what is in our environment, and it influences our reality or our perspective about a particular aspect of life. So I just want us to talk about how our parents marriage unknowingly and unknowingly, affects our own marriage and our own choices, and what we can do better to give our children, a better landing platform
Or a better idea of what
of
marriage
what
is all about.
marriage is.
Yeah. For me, I feel the most important thing we have to realize first of all is that from a very young and tender age, children will look and copy what they see.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that they copy your character, aside from the fact that they look at how you go through your career, because many children follow the same career path as their
Yeah, of their
parents.
parents.
We
Very
should
true.
also be intentional about our marriages too, because how you talk to your spouse, how you treat your marriage, the way you carry yourselves as couples, the way you go about your activities, every of these actions have a way of creating an idea in the mind of a child, because it's what they see. That's what they
Yes.
classify as a normal thing,
Yeah.
and that is what they carry into the world and show other people that okay, this is what I my understanding of what I feel marriage is about.
Yeah. There's sometimes that people are just vibing on social media and people that they are from a home that has a lot of love, has a lot of understanding. You know that these people, they are different. Or
Mm,
like when you see people that they are from homes that are not really stable, you see that there's a difference in even how they react or treat some.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I just want us to first of all know that the reality of your parents' marriage has a huge, you know, block or stepping stone on the outcome of your own marriage. And I think if people realize this, it will make them to take a step back and actually analyze, your parents' marriage, thinking about, okay, what do I actually want from this marriage and what don't I want to take into my marriage
Right, yeah.
from this their marriage?
Yeah, I always like people that take notes of those things and ensure that they correct those mistakes in their own marriage, because whatever we see as kids or whatever things we've experienced as kids, we should always try to make sure that we take the positives and the negatives,
Yeah.
because every home has its
Same
positives and every
like
home there's no
yes.
perfect marriage
Yeah,
actually,
very true.
and we should always ensure as children to take out lessons from the way our parents went about
You
their
know,
marriages, because definitely marriage is an institution where you go into without getting any training,
very
so
true.
you learn on the job. So I feel children should just take advantage of that and take
And
notes.
I feel like the way people handle parenting, like I feel like where this gentle parenting stuff came from is that people saw how much our parents
It
or
came. It was better from abuse.
they saw how
I'm
much
serious. Yeah.
our parents of those days, they will hit a child, beat a
Yeah.
child, and they saw that okay, this should not be the norm.
Yeah.
This
True.
is not how parenting should look like. But why can't we also use that same intentionality with our marriages too? Saying, okay, this is how marriage should be, or this is not how marriage should be. What is
Mm.
the proper way for it to be? And if you're someone that came from a not so good home, I think it's very important for you to walk through that trauma and heal. And be a better version or have a
100%.
better perspective or understanding of what marriage is, instead of you just jumping into marriage. Because some people just jump, they see it as a way of, let me escape this home, let
Sure.
me escape my, hostile father, hostile mother, let me just. But there is a deep, void in your heart that
Mm.
has not been healed. There's a perspective that has not been corrected, and you are not, training yourself, taking courses, reading books. So apart from even knowing that your parents' marriage affects yours, you have to be intentional about healing negative patterns. Heal before you deal with another person, you know. And sometimes I feel like we usually judge our parents, but when you get older, you know that you carry these same traits
Yeah.
that were in your parents. So you too yourself, you have to heal before you deal.
And what I would just advise children or people in our generation to look out for, so don't make the same mistakes our parents made, because our parents tried their best,
Yes, they
definitely,
actually
and
did.
we need to also use that as a yardstick to work on what marriage should look like. Because in our society today, I feel like marriage has been misunderstood
A
in,
lot. People say
in
marriage is a scam. But marriage is
honestly,
actually really beautiful
honestly.
if you marry the right person.
So I feel like we should look at 5 different areas that I feel could always help. How you talk to your spouse is very important.
Yeah, especially in front of your children.
Yes, it's always very important, because the way you talk to your spouse, I've had situations where children will go to school and start calling their friends names of what their father calls their mom at home, or use strong languages in school, and the teachers will be like, "Ah, where did this child get this
Learn
kind
this
of thing
thing
from?"
from.
You
But I
see?
would like to say something before we get to that.
Mm.
We have spoken about you being a good person, healing personally. Also choosing somebody that your goals and your visions
Aligns with
align
is very
together.
important. Yeah, true.
Don't go and choose another person that is not doesn't have a good perspective of marriage, and you're saying I will change the person when we marry, we'll know how to
Honestly,
be a good spouse and choose a good
choose a good
spouse.
spouse. Yeah. Second thing I think we should take advantage of or learn from is how conflict is resolved,
Resolved,
because
yes.
these are some of the easy things that unconsciously you can just pick up and not know that you've picked up the
Mm,
wrong idea.
of how conflict is resolved,
Yes.
because some homes maybe they are fighting, you see that the mother and the father don't talk for a while, or maybe they are fighting, you see that it's the children that are doing, go and give it to your daddy, go and give it to
Yeah.
your mommy. Or maybe you have just seen the how maybe your dad or your mom just throws things, tantrums and everything. It's because people don't really know how to resolve conflict,
Mm.
because people really shy away from conflicts. But conflict is a natural thing, it will happen. So I think emotional intelligence is learning how to even resolve these conflicts before they happen.
Before they happen, yeah. So it's just important for you to pick out those things and learn from it,
Yeah,
so that you don't take the same idea into your own marriage. Another thing is gender roles and responsibilities. This is always misunderstood, because in different homes they'll say it's the man that does this, it's the woman that does this. Every marriage is relative.
yeah.
You have to look at yourselves to understand your strengths and your weaknesses.
Weaknesses.
So don't say because your father used to do this thing,
Ah,
that means when you enter your own home too, you
yeah,
too, that is what you will do. You too, you cross your leg and sit down and be watching TV and be reading it while your children and your wife are taking care of every other thing. So there are a lot of mistakes that I feel we can learn from the generation
yeah.
before us, and also pass down to one that is coming.
Because ultimately it's your job to make sure that your children have a good perspective or a good reality of what marriage should look like.
Mm.
And these gender roles, I feel like what really causes issues,
Definitely.
because you're like, in my house this is not how we do it, in my house that's not how we do it, and all of that. Or you have even seen your dad treat your mom in this way, and you have seen how he destroyed their marriage. So when your husband wants to bring it up, you are
Very
defensive, you
important.
are all that. So gender roles and responsibility is very important. Communication is very important. Like, I just feel like the whole point of this video is try and work on your marriage so much that your children look at you, they're like, oh, I want to marry a woman like my mom, or I want
Yeah,
to marry a man like my dad. Not because like you are the alpha and the omega or stuff like that,
true.
but just because you have set the standard
The next point is talking about affection and emotions,
Mm-hmm.
how you talk to your spouse, the kind of words you use, the way you go about even talking to your children. Because I've heard scenarios where the kind of words that parents use on their children, it also has a ripple effect on how those
Children see
children
themselves.
see themselves and also now talk to their own children.
Yeah, very
So
true.
how you pass out your emotions or how you react to issues is also very important.
I just feel we should do better as as people that are getting to marriageable age now. Your parents have done theirs, they are moved on. You can't keep blaming your parents for how your life or your marriage is turning out. Yes, they have a huge stake, but the onus is still on you to say, this is not what I want for my life. This is not what God called marriage to be.
To be
This is what God said marriage should be like, and this is what my marriage will look like.
Mhm.
And you have to put in the work. Marriage is not like you just get there and you just be saying, no, it's hard work. The same way you put in the work for your career, the same way you put in the work, to be a good parent, it's the same way you put in good work in your marriage so that you guys can be, partners.
All right, so the last thing that we want to talk about is faith and morals. This is the bedrock of every marriage,
Yeah,
and it's your responsibility as parents to pass down the right information to your children. For us as believers, we have to ensure that we pass down the scriptures and the understanding of the scriptures
to our
to our children.
children,
We have to ensure that we pass down good moral standards to
to
our children.
children.
So, whether your parents did that to you or didn't do that to you or didn't train you in that manner, is your responsibility as parents to pass down good morals and good faith
To your
beliefs to
children.
your children.
Yeah. Nobody is coming to save you
Mm,
ultimately. You
yeah,
have to save yourself. Well, Jesus will save you. But in this context, like nobody's coming to save you. Leave your parents, forgive them, let them go, like heal and face your own life. Because the amount of years that your parents have to spend in this life now
honestly.
is not as long as you do. So they have lived their life and they will go one day. But what will be your own story? What will be the legacy that you want to pass down to your children? That your children will say, I thank God for my mom, I thank God for my dad, I thank God for their marriages. And that will be your legacy, building homes and giving your children what a good home should be like.
Children.
I hope like we learned from this this video, because it has been a pain point in my heart on how people just see marriages, bastardize marriage, feel like marriage is not beautiful and all of that. And we hope you just learn one or two things. Please don't forget to share this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the post notification, and like, comment, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.